Hello and welcome to the show. So we've been asked quite a few times sort of what's the best budget supercar, what's the best supercar for under 100,000 credits, and well, this is the answer. It's the Dodge Viper ACR. You really cannot go faster for less money. The Corvette ZR1 is also 100,000 credits, but even that's nowhere near as quick as this Viper. If you're looking for the sort of the ultimate budget car, I guess you would say the Ultima is probably a little bit better value for money. It is 120,000 credits, but it is quite a lot faster. Although it's not really, what's the word for it, a very comfortable car. It's more of a kit car, track car. So I would still have the Viper out of the two. However, our challenge for today is, can we build a car for less than 100,000 credits to be faster than the Viper around our track? Now, we are using the Forza garage to buy the cars and the sort of part shop to upgrade them. And this is what Daniel has bought for his first car.
Yes, I bought a TVR Sagaris. Now this, as you can see, it's got lots of aero bits on. It's got the Forza aero front and rear, just to give it a bit more downforce. I'll tell you some of the specs. It's got near enough 500 horsepower, so it's not as powerful as the... I'm just trying to get on the starter. This took a while for me because I was stupid, but yeah. So it's got 500 odd brake horsepower. It doesn't weigh that much. It 2,100 pounds. It is quite light, and it's got 380 pounds-feet torque. So it's not a sluggish car by any means. So I don't know. I don't know what Alex got. Hopefully it's not something American.
Hello.
Oh dear.
I have got a Corvette Z06 that I'm going to slide in and nearly take you out with. Yes, of course I had to have a sort of muscle car, sports car-y thing. I have a Corvette Z06 2002 one. This has got 644 horsepower, so it's got 44 more than the Viper, which is going to do a burnout. Weighs 2,500 pounds, so it's a little bit heavier. It does have racing tyres, aeros. I did also have 5 minutes to paint it while I was waiting for my microphone to charge. So
what did you do? Why did you do that?
I just made it distinctive. Let's face it, you're not going to forget this car, and you're definitely going to see it coming. I just sort of messed about with it because why not? So yes, we're going to have a 5-lap race in these two cars and see what happens, and then we'll hand over to Stig later on. But here we go. We're going to race. There is much wheel spin from the Corvette.
First of all, there's a lot of wheel spin. I can... this is obviously we're recording after. I know for a fact that yours would have been ridiculously quick on the straight because it's got so much power.
Yeah, my car it's not hugely powerful actually, considering it is an R3 car. But yes, the straight line speed is pretty damn good. I like this shot here where we go around the corner and you are just out of shot the whole time because you managed to find the grass. I don't quite know how you managed to do that. That's quite impressive. The Corvette is, shall we say, a handful. It is a very powerful car, and it's... I think
that's the nicest word.
Yeah, it's not got a sophisticated way of delivering the power. It's just all dumped out of the rear wheels, and it will go sideways. It has a huge wing. Both these cars have huge wings. I'm not sure what that wing does on my Corvette. It doesn't push the back down.
Uplift.
It just doesn't do anything. But yes, as you can see, this is the first lap. It's very scary through this part of the track as well. I think we're both having...
I went a tad sideways.
You were getting more sideways than me.
Yeah, so... Yeah, which was the annoying thing, because mine was a lighter car, so it was a bit more skittish, but the problem with, well, the good thing about the TVR is the fact you can get the power down so much earlier than the Corvette. So I make up a lot of time, but the problem was when you got to a straight, so I've made up quite a bit of time here, as soon as you get to a straight, the Corvette's gone.
Yeah, that was pretty much the story at the early stages of this race. Basically, the TVR is a quicker car through the corners, there is no doubt. The Corvette is just too leery and you can't put the power down. But as soon as we get to a straight, the Corvette has straight line speed. This is where things all started to go a little bit hairy, I guess.
This was interesting.
I kind of fell off the road.
I did some spectacular 360 and saved it.
That was a very impressive save, I have to say. And then while you're sort of spinning, I managed to get a cutback on you, and we ended up in exactly the same sort of position we were before we went into that corner section, whatever you want to call it. So
that was impressive.
That was pretty impressive, I have to say. And then, of course, you see we get on a straight and the Corvette's gone again. You'll close up under braking, but you just can't do anything about it because the Corvette is so fast.
It was the only problem.
Yeah, the straight line speed on the Corvette is really quite impressive, especially even around this. The straights aren't really that long around the test track, but even then, the Corvette pulling away so fast. We see there through the tyre walls, very quick. You've got a better run this time, and you're going to take a lunge. I'm going to go give you plenty of space. Going to try and do a sort of a
I did take a lunge, and I'm surprised I stopped it in time.
Yeah, the brakes on these cars, we've both got racing brakes, of course. That's one of the first things you want to upgrade when you're building a car. And yeah, the brakes on both cars are pretty good. Of course, the TVR is a little bit better because it's a lot lighter. I kind of have a little bit of a think of a dive. Not going to work though. because the Corvette's just that not
Nearly
quite
worked.
as
You
good.
nearly
I
had a dive.
nearly had a dive. I got a wheel on the grass, and once you kind of put your wheel there, it's yeah, it's not particularly
But this
good.
is the thing, I can brake so much later.
Yeah.
So I've made up quite a lot of
You've
time.
managed to go
Admittedly,
wide.
I had quite a bad run and you got by.
And I couldn't get any traction
But-
down. But yeah, you can make up so much time in the corners compared to the Corvette.
They were really evenly matched though. That was the thing.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, yes, okay, there's a little bit of driver skill and a bit of track preference in this, as there is always when you have two drivers. We are pretty damn close, though, when it comes to overall lap times. So, yeah, these cars are really quite even. And this is onto the final lap. We're still battling away. I take a lunge. You did not expect me to do that there.
No, I didn't. I don't know how the hell you stopped that in time, because you were what, a good
I was
100, 150 foot
I
back?
probably wasn't quite that far. I don't think we actually ever were more than like 100 foot apart, to be honest. I was quite a long way back, and I sort of took a bit of a lunge, and Daniel had already started taking the corner and didn't expect me to have sort of the stopping power.
We had a slight knock.
Yeah, there was a little bit, as you can see, there's a little bit of a slight panel rubbing. We then spend sort of half that lap side by side, which is quite impressive. As you can see here out of the hammerhead, though, the TVR got much better traction, but just hasn't got the straight line speed. And you're also never going to pass through the follow-through.
That was the only bugbear.
Yeah, the Corvette is kind of annoying because you've got so much power and it's so fast, it just can't put it down, which is where you were gaining quite a lot of time again. So we've got 2 corners to go. And of course, I know what Daniel's going to do here.
I had a
going to have a lunge, but you're going to run wide, so I'm trying to do the cutback.
I kept it on the track.
Ooh, it's going to go side by side around the last corner. Daniel's going, where are you going? You've lost it.
I gave up in the end and decided to go around the outside.
Now, I will like to point out, we actually finished, was it half a tenth of a second difference in that race?
500
The Corvette did take the win. However, it is now time to hand both cars over to the Stig so that we can compare their lap times to the ACR Vipers. Now, expectations, these are both... Or yours is a a high S-Class. Mine is a low R3 car. There's only about 20 PI in it. So they should be pretty damn fast.
Fairly even.
And they are both higher PI than the Viper. However, the Viper has beaten a lot of cars that are R3. So this should be an interesting sort of a matchup. As we can see here, the TVR is already a little bit ahead. The Corvette wastes a lot of its time trying to put power down, as we saw pretty much throughout that race. As we come up towards the hammerhead, the TVR is a fraction ahead. Actually, the Corvette looks like it's caught up a little bit through there. And as you can see the Corvette sort of snaking, trying to get power down. I think that's where it loses a lot of its time there. You can see it's fallen quite a way behind now. It's just trying to put the power down from the slow corners. Through the follow-through, the TVR was very quick actually. It was as fast as the ACR, 111 miles an hour through the follow. It wasn't flat out, but it is as quick through there as the Viper. Second to last corner now, and the TVR's getting turned in very nicely. The Corvette hasn't gone anywhere near as sideways as I was having it because the Stig's a much better driver. And there we go, both cars are across the line. As you can see there, the TVR is the quicker of the two. However, did they beat the Viper's lap time? Now, the Viper did a 113.7, which is 5th on our leaderboard. The only cars that have ever beaten it are the Mosler, the Joss, the Celine, and the Cohen-Segagera. I think I got that right. However, there we go. Look at those lap times from the TVR and the Corvette. That is some serious impressive
beat
time.
it. Well, the TVR beat it by quite a way.
Yeah,
my car did.
I have to say the TVR was really quick. In fact, the TVR with that lap time is the second quickest car we've ever had. Only beaten by the Mosler. And the Corvette still did the Corvette did the same time as a Cohen-Segagera. Of course, these times can't go on the leaderboard because the cars were driven on racing tyres. And they're incredibly highly modified.
Well, they were, the modified to hell.
Yeah.
What can we gain out of that? I think we can say is the fact that don't bother buying a car that's already quick.
Yeah.
Buy a slower car and upgrade
I guess that is probably the best way of doing it. Now, there is a slight issue with the parts. If you have like affinity level with a manufacturer, you get the parts for free. So for the Corvette, I have driven lots of Corvettes, so I have a high affinity level with it. The parts in the Corvette, I had to guess based on the price of parts for a Morgan, I think is what I used in the end. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure quite how the budget works with the Corvette. Your TVR was fine because you hadn't driven with TVR before.
Yeah, I've never driven a TVR before.
So the prices may be a little bit off on the Corvette, but we did have the best we could because of the affinity level thing. But yes, I guess the conclusion we're going to come to is it's better to sort of build up a lower PI car than it is to buy a fast car in the first place.
Seems fair.
We've been factual. We've actually
accomplished
fairly
informative,
and we had fun racing as well.
Yes.
So yes,
We did.
There we go. That is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As ever, if you have challenges, please do leave them in the comment section. We will have a look through and we will pick our favourites. However, until next time, goodbye.